Hey, we're Tonight Alive and you're on Rock Forever magazine.
Hey guys, it's Tori from Rock Forever magazine and I am here right now with the guys from Tonight Alive. How's it going?
Hello. Good. Yeah, really good.
Good? You guys are enjoying Orlando so far? I feel like you guys were just here at Warped Tour. What are you doing back so soon?
We actually really like Florida. We were just saying this before. It's like, it was so cold like yesterday and the day before, and
really?
we get here and it's like super sunny, and yeah, we love it here.
Yeah.
We feel like it should be more closer to the beach though.
Oh man, well, you know what? You guys have to, get a day off, go to the beach.
Yeah, I know, right?
Trust me, I wish Orlando was close to the beach too.
Yeah.
We all do. Well, anyway, we are going to start with some Finish a Sentence for you guys. Now, your must-have items on the road are...
Headphones
Yeah.
for music, yeah.
Like, plug out the world, just listen to some music. Exactly.
Sure.
What about you guys?
Acoustic guitar.
Yes.
In the band.
Laptop, book.
Yeah, of course, technology is quite important in
Here's
these
some
days.
exciting things.
Yeah.
And now, I know, so exciting. And now your craziest tour story was when?
Probably the first time we did Warped Tour, and it was in Toronto, and the whole festival started storming and got postponed, and we went on a nudie run, and then had to play the show half an hour later.
That sounds pretty intense.
It was fucking awesome. Everything was blowing around, and we kind of turned a fun shit situation into a fun one, which was cool. While everyone else was panicking, we were kind of just being kids. Yeah.
What about you guys? Have any other stories to add to that, or would you all say that's the one?
Let's go with that. Yeah.
All right.
I can't beat that.
And now the best prank you ever witnessed was?
Oh, we ever witnessed or we ever did?
Either way. I mean, technically, if you did it, you witnessed it, right?
I'm not gonna say the normal one, but
Okay.
When we toured with Story So Far, we went on in our undies again on the stage, and we got them, we hugged them, and then we untuned all their guitars. So that last outro or chorus or something, it was so bad. But
There was 3 strums of a guitar left, but it was the worst.
I need to find a video of this now.
I'm sure there's a video, and I stage dive in my undies as well.
I'm sure the crowd loved that.
Yeah, we definitely love that.
And now the next person you would love to collaborate with is... I mean, it could be anybody.
Bon Iver.
Oh, that would be pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And what about you guys?
Let's go with Bon Iver. Bon Iver or whatever. Bon Iver.
And now last one here. Now the most memorable fan experience was when? Have there been any good moments on
yesterday
tour?
actually.
Yeah.
We have a fan that's a dad actually that comes to all our UK shows, and he actually turned up yesterday at the Atlanta show. He flew over just for the show, which was crazy, but he's a super nice guy, and it was really cool to see him.
That's amazing.
It was great.
Certainly dedicated to fly all that way.
Yeah, very dedicated.
And now your album The Other Side is out right now. What inspired the title? What's the significance behind that? And the album artwork?
I guess The Other Side is kind of the second step to What Are You So Scared Of, and our message, I guess. It's just all about kind of seeing that there's another side to something, so it's like a white to the black kind of thing, and getting through that, and I guess ways that we got through the past 2 years of touring, and that's just our stories, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
The artwork actually Cameron and Jenna did a lot of, so if you want to talk about that, Cameron.
I guess the artwork it's not completely literal, but I mean the image of an escalator kind of represents taking you from one point of your life to the next. It's also we generally just really like the green kind of overlay tinge as well, and there's just the whole, everyone, it's kind of a familiar place, seeing an escalator, it can be located in a really shitty place or a nice place, and I guess it just tied in nicely with the whole concept of transition in life.
Right, and I really love that it's green, because now Jenna's hair is green, so that worked out really good.
It kind of carried through into all of merch ideas and backdrop ideas. It's just kind of it's just a nice color, and it suits the album, I think. So.
Yes, and I mean, every song on the track list is so amazing, but one song that stuck out to me was Bathwater, and I'm wondering the story behind that song.
I guess one of the main issues that we went through was Jenna's skin. She had eczema and a lot of toxins, and that was actually because she went to a bunch of doctors, and they told her to take a bleach bath. A bleach bath, and she would sit in this bleach bath and it would burn her skin, and I guess she just, and then obviously she'd let the water out or something, and that kind of where that idea came about. But that song started with the riff actually, and then she had that kind of concept behind it.
That's actually really interesting, because the whole time I thought bathwater was more of a metaphor, but it's actually quite literal.
Well, it's however you want to really interpret it. It was literal for her, and it's metaphorical as well, I guess. And I mean, we just want our music to be whatever anyone needs, really. So you can take it how you want.
Yeah, exactly. And this was quite a long writing and recording process for you guys, wasn't it? I know you started writing on Warped Tour 2012, right?
Yeah, we actually started writing as soon as we finished What Are You So Scared Of. So it's been over 2 years that we've had these ideas kind of floating around. But yeah, Warped Tour last year, we actually wrote Bathwater. Finished Bathwater last year in Warped Tour. So it was long, but it was great. You want to talk about recording process?
Yeah, recording kind of took place in Australia, and it took about 2 to 3 months, but split up. We were touring in between it, but the recording process wasn't as long as some bands, I'm sure. Like we were kind of like, by the time that after 2 years of writing, I guess like the songs were ready to go, and the whole process was pretty smooth. So
and so considering it was a very long process for the album, did your vision for it change from start to finish or evolve in any way?
I guess it evolved a little bit, but the difference between the other side and What Are You So Scared Of was we definitely knew what we wanted to do with the other side, and we knew the direction that we wanted to go in. With What Are You So Scared Of, we were very new and fresh, and we had no idea when we went in what was going to happen. And but this one, we definitely had a clear vision of what we wanted it to sound like, what we wanted the songs to come out like, what message we wanted to do. So it was a lot. We kind of knew what the album was going to be before we did it, which was great. It was a lot different. Yeah,
so speaking of the message of the album, what is the message you want to convey to your fans on this album?
We kind of touched on it before in the sense that it's just about, lyrically it was Jen sharing a lot of her experiences of going through a hard time in her life and how she dealt with that and the ups and downs of all that, and kind of just reflecting that back onto our fans in a way that they can, as Wax said before, they can, take meaning from the songs into their own, personal life. And I think I guess I don't know how else to explain it. I mean,
it's just really bounding off that What Are You So Scared Of, and not like self-liberating things, but in the end nothing's going to happen unless you do it, unless you're the strong person that it's like, I don't need this anymore, I'm going to get through this, like I don't want to feel sorry for myself anymore. I think the main thing that we kind of try and get across to our fans is not feeling sorry for yourself, and kind of realizing you're in a bad situation, but realizing that you're strong enough to kind of get through it. And we definitely try and encourage our fans to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you absolutely succeeded in that. It's such an empowering album. I listened to that and I feel stronger. So you guys did a good job. And now this song was from your previous album, What Are You So Scared Of? But it's one of my favorite Tonight Alive songs. And I'm wondering what inspired Let It Land.
That was, I guess Jenna would have to.
Yeah, you asked. That's more of a Jenna question, I guess. It's hard to answer that for her. So.
Okay.
We wrote that. That was just before that was like one of the last songs we wrote for What Are You So Scared Of, and it just came about acoustically. And I think it was. I didn't even know. I'm not even going to try and explain what that song's about. I don't know. She knows.
Let's pretend she's here in spirit, and she just answered that question beautifully. And now you released a music video for Lonely Girl, which had a really cool storyline, and I'm curious to know how you guys came up with that storyline and how it ties in with the theme of the song.
It was one of Jenna's ex-friends from school that she was obviously really good friends with, and then had a falling out with, and she really tried to help her, and it's kind of literal, about what the song's about, and then Jenna came up with that treatment, so it's like a roundabout way of what happened, and it just came off really well. We worked with Bill, and he was amazing. That was the first time that we ever worked with him, and I think he just did such a great job. Yeah. That was the first time that we've ever seen a video clip, and we were like, oh my god, this is really good.
It's like the song, it's kind of like a darker, heavier song. So we wanted to shoot it at night time. So we ended up shooting at an all-night gas station. We shot until 5 a.m. and Jenna shot till 7 a.m. There's a shot of her walking along the bridge at sunrise. So it was cool. I guess working at night time and the whole grungy feel of outside a you know, a service station was kind of, I think it suited, and the performance was cool, and the storyline, as Wack just explained.
And it was different for you guys too, to be filming with such a different vibe. It was something neat for you guys to do.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it was a lot more mature video than we've ever done before, and just felt really good. That was the first like visual content that we released, so we were really proud of that video.
Yeah, and based on all of your answers, it sounds like most of your songs are inspired by Jenna's life stories. Do you guys have any songs about you guys or your life, or is it all her songwriting?
I guess she writes pretty much all the lyrics, so it's definitely like her stories and her. But I guess we go through everything together, and when she was sick, we obviously all went through that together, and it was just a more like overall way of how the band dealt with it, and then how she dealt with it as well.
I understand. And now you also released a music video for Come Home, which that was so much fun to watch. I loved that video. That was probably my favorite music video you guys have released. What was the filming process for that one like, behind the scenes, and do you have any good moments from filming that one?
Yeah, well, we turned up to this house at like 10 in the morning, and like everyone was loading in, and like it was kind of like the first like house shoot that we've done. Like they rented out like someone's house. We turned up and we were hanging out for a while. Everyone was getting like the shots ready and stuff. And once we started filming, it was kind of like, I don't know, we just had a case of beer out the back, and like it was a really nice sunny day, and there was like heaps of fruit in the rider, so we all just hung out and had like a really good day. It was like all the ideas we came up with for like the things to do were like we came up with on the set, and we were like, yeah, it all just came together.
It's like one of the first times that doing a video clip wasn't like a work, you know what I mean? It wasn't like, usually performance clips you do the same thing over and over again and you end up getting like over it, but that clip was just funny every time, and like every shot was different, fresh, and like we all had our own little parts, and we had actors to interact with, we had a nice setting, like good day in LA. I think we just finished Warped Tour as well, so we were in a really good mood, and I think like I think it just comes across when you watch the clip that we were all in a good place. So,
absolutely. And I feel like I got to get to know your personalities better. Like I saw you on the couch playing while you're on the couch, and it was just like so fun.
Jake as well.
He's a big part.
He does that, does that a lot.
And now you also have a song called Say Please on the new album, and that song talks about tour life and how it can be very difficult sometimes. So how do you guys spend your time to make sure that it doesn't get overwhelming for you guys? Or does it? I don't know.
Hobbies, I guess. Just trying to get out of the routine, I think is the best way. And we're very lucky we have like a bandwagon, so we have our own bunk, so we have our own personal space when we need it. And we went to the gym today, like down the road, and we go to bars, and it's just like you just try and get out and enjoy traveling as well. And obviously the shows are amazing because we're headlining, so it's a lot of fun like that. So it kind of changes things up.
We've got a soccer ball on the bus as well, so we like to kick that around. And like some of the it can be. Some of the other guys in the other bands have like frisbees and stuff. So I mean, I guess like hanging out with the bands that you're on tour with as well is a good way to like get away from being cooped up with the same 5 people every day. Not that we hate each other, but like
I mean,
it's we need a break.
Look at you guys. And what keeps you motivated to continue working so hard? Because you do find time to have a good time, but at the same time, you know, you're playing shows every day, and it can be a lot of work and very tiring. So
it's such a goal. Like this band is such a goal for us, and we all have the same goal. And we're really trying so hard to kind of get there and accomplish what we want to accomplish. So I guess that really pushes us through, and the idea about where we want to be, and it kind of gets us through.
I guess the fans as well, they're like always like, if you're kind of getting bummed about something, they'll come up and say and be like, oh my God, we love you guys like so much, like whatever. And then it kind of gives you that drive to really push further and take the next step.
I mean, it's so amazing that you guys have an incredible fan base. There's already a huge line outside of the venue, and doors don't open for another hour. So you definitely have amazing fans.
We have really great fans. They're really caring fans, and the thing about them is that they make friends with all the other fans. So there's a lot of people that come to a lot of the shows, and they've just met, I guess, through coming to our shows, and which is amazing, which is exactly what we want to have happen. We want a community vibe. So everyone feels like a family, which really they are. And you know, a rock show's a place that you can just be who you want to be, and we definitely embrace that.
And what are your plans for right after this tour? You're on a headlining tour in the US right now. This is your first headlining tour here, right? So what's after this?
We go home and we are part of the Australian Warped Tour. It's the first time it's coming back to Australia in like 11 years. So, and that's the last thing we have for the year. That finishes in like mid-December, and then we have a break.
Oh, good.
At summer at home, we have Christmas and New Year's with our family, which is going to be awesome. And like, I think we're all like, we've worked really hard this year, and we're all looking forward to just having a break over summer at home.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then back on the road again next year.
You guys are working hard. I mean, I'm actually happy for you guys that you get a break because, I mean, Warped Tour and now this, it's crazy.
It's a good time to have a break because, you don't want to miss out on those family moments, at the end of the year. Like, it's fine, you miss out on stuff during the year, but it's nice to have that end of the year kind of cool down.
Yes. And what are you guys most looking forward to? Australian Warped Tour. That sounds pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's going to be great. I'm actually really, really looking forward to that. I feel like we're a lot more ready than we were for Soundwave, I think.
Yeah.
And we've got some new songs that we're going to play, and it's very exciting, I think.
Awesome.
I can't wait to get back there.
And anybody wants to follow you guys on Twitter and Facebook and find your music online, where can they go?
TonightAliveOfficial.com. It's got all our links to any social networks that we have going, like personal and band ones. So.
Awesome. Well, you guys have it all in one place. That's convenient.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out.
Yeah,
It has been great talking to you. And everybody watching, make sure you check out Tonight Alive. You could get their album, The Other Side, on iTunes. I'm not even going to lie, it's one of my favorite albums of the year. Not biased or anything. And while you're at it, subscribe to our channel for more interviews. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
Yeah.